see the volume.
Are you using Chrome?
Yeah.
Oh wait, it won't go live until
you
like.
Right click on the tab. You have an option to mute the site.
Oh my god, you can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a name now, guys.
Come on.
The young.
Oh, we're live.
What?
We're live.
Oh wow, okay. Hi.
Hi everyone. Can you just let us know that you can hear us in the chat? Someone, Bean, I know you're in the chat. Can you just let us know that you can hear us? I can actually hear it through the thingy, so okay, yeah, it looks like everyone can hear us. So hi everyone, I am Livy, pronouns are she, her, and I'm one of the producers, writers and directors for the All the Undead series. Moving on to Sarah.
Hi y'all, I'm Sarah, she, they pronouns, and I'm on the creative lead team for All the Undudes, the web series.
Hi, I'm Bex, she, her pronouns, and I'm working as a producer and in story development on the series.
Des, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Spa, senior photographer student, so I work on the producer for the web series, and maybe on the set, yeah.
Hi, I'm Ro, she, her, and I work in the casting department and music department of this series.
Hi, I'm Pat, he's a, I'm the potato of this team. I'm the core team and casting department as well with Ro.
Okay, so we've been getting a lot of questions recently across all of our collective social medias and on the main accounts as well, and so we thought this would be a great idea to have a more cohesive way of answering those questions. So thank you to everyone who sent them in to our Instagram account. Let me grab a pen so I can check things off as we go along. So the big question.
Yep, this is our Hermione.
Yes, I am also known as the Hermione of the project because I just keep everything else. So, big one to start off with. Is this going to be sad?
I mean, in the way that All the Young Dudes is sad. Like, hopefully if we get the emotion right, it will wreck you because it's Wolfstar and it's the Marauders, and that's all we're really capable of as a fandom. But it will also have all the great moments that we love too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question that we got from a lot of people was, what is a web series? So basically a web series is like, you know, like how you view a TV show on Netflix or like BBC or CBS. It's like that, except it's free to watch on YouTube, and actually we're just going to be putting it on YouTube on this channel here once we get around to it. So yeah, that's what a web series is. Normally they're a lot shorter, but we're doing varying lengths of episodes, like a mixture of TV length and like short films. But we're calling it a web series just for ease.
Also, sorry, a thing on that, because I get a lot of questions about this,
Yeah.
is like the Harry Potter like fandom and community has kind of like a storied history of web series. Like if you look them up, there is like a history of fan films. It's like the way that fans add to this like larger story and also correct the things that J.K. Rowling that we don't agree with. So I just wanted to add that too. Like this is not like a new idea. This is like just another way that we can contribute to this like amazing fandom.
Okay. Another big question that we've been getting is relating to casting, and it's basically like, how is casting going to work, like in terms of auditions, how we're casting it, like, and if we're starting from the very beginning of the story, and things like that. So I don't know if Ro and Pads want to take the lead on this one.
Well, basically, auditions is going to be online because in this situation we cannot do, like in any part, just online. And basically, it's going to be like the basics of casting. We will open some roles, and people will send their bios with headshots. Then if we like them, we will ask them to say something like prepare a monologue of preferably of the script, and we will cast, I hope, 2 versions of the Marauders or the main characters, the young version and then the older version. So yeah, I don't know if Pat wants to add something else.
And we are open to diversity.
Yes, of course.
And every gender. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's very essential that we are, open for diversity, because it's a way to make a little step in this industry that we don't have a lot of diversity.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely.
Indian James Glitter supremacy.
Yes, we want to add
exactly.
Spice.
Obviously, spice, of course.
Spice.
Yeah.
And another one relating to casting is, will all the actors be British?
Well, yes, I want them to be British, basically because the author made remarks about the accent.
Yes.
If not, it has to be someone who is very good with British accents, like the Croydon accent. So yeah, we preferably want British people in it.
Yeah.
And I think that also answers the question of what language the series will be in. The series will be in English. However, one thing we have been discussing is that we are open for people to come and help caption this in their home language. So, when we eventually get around to post-production and then posting this online, I think, because there's like a closed caption thing on YouTube anyway, but like, we will be looking for people further down the line to caption this in like French and Spanish, Russian, wherever you're from in the world. We will be looking for that, just because we want this to be accessible.
I'm French, so I could translate in French if we need.
And Rose Spanish, so
Yeah. German.
And I just saw this question in the chat, so just to answer real quick, like, yes, our diversity definitely includes like all body types.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
I know I'm not.
What I'm looking we spoke, Pats and I. We have the initial fan cast of the author. So when I go and cast people, I just look at the vibe that this person gives me. If this person gives me the vibe of, for example, a Remus Lupin, I will cast that person, and I don't care the body type,
color,
shape, color. I don't care about that. It's just the vibe of that person.
Yeah.
Embodies Remus.
I know I'm not British, but I also just wanted to talk a little bit about the accent thing a lot, because as one of the Americans on the team, I get this question a lot, like, why are y'all talking about British actors and writers? When talking to Miss King 89, that was the thing that they stressed. Like, this story is not just a Marauders fan fiction. It's not just a World Star fan fiction. It is essentially a story about class and race and marginalization and like what that means specifically in that context. So this is important to the story, and we want to obviously respect every wish that Miss King 89 has about this. So that's one of the things that we're stressing. And this is also like, just to speak to it, like an issue often that happens in Harry Potter fan fiction is that not having a realistic interpretation of what the 70s would look like for queer people in Britain at the time. So that's something that we're really trying to get right. And the fan fiction sets a great example. So we want to hold true to that as much as possible. So that's really, really the reason.
It's like I'm following on from that, like with the Grant and Remus chapters after the war, before Remus starts going back to Hogwarts. Like there's so much like there's like so much stuff going on in the background of Grant's life about how he's got friends, like, you know, getting ready to make protests against like Margaret Thatcher, and like I can't remember what section, I think it was like section 128 or 28, but like about, you know, about queer people. So it's really important that we represent this as accurately as possible, because there's actually, when you do think about it a bit more than just the surface level of like, this is all starfic, there's so much like political, specifically British political stuff going on in the background that adds to like Remus and Grant in particular. So we need to, you know, really take all of that into account.
We are also like asking help to historians as well to get into the 70s mood, not only for the background but also the way they talk, because that was something that the authors say that is very essential, like someone who use slang in the, you know, middle class person is not the same slang as someone who is rich, for example. Yeah. So that's very important as well.
Yeah. I think this can like lead into a couple of writing questions. So one that I've been seeing pop up a lot is, are we still looking for screenwriters? Yes, we are. We do have an email address that you can email into. I did put this on the Instagram story earlier today. So if you email all the Young Dudes series at gmail.com, you have to be over 18, you have to be British, and you need to have some writing and or screenwriting experience. It doesn't have to be professional. It can just be you like screenwriting as a hobby, but as long as I know you can understand how to put together a screenplay, because I'm going to be the one that's reading and judging everyone's ability. I'm going to be quite harsh, and I'm very sorry about that. But another thing on top of that is that so the deadline for sending in an application to be a writer on the team is this Sunday at midday GMT, so 12 o'clock London time. And once I have read through, I think we've got about 20 submissions so far. Once we've read through all of those, myself and Sarah will be interviewing a smaller pool of people together, because we want to be able to get to know you and not just email back like, okay, yeah, you're on the team. We want to be able to talk to you, and then from there we will get our 3 or 4 writers now. So we're just trying to gradually make the pool smaller in like a professional way that you would. And in terms of that, do the writers have experience in screenwriting? Yes, they do. I do, for sure. I know Bex does, because Bex and I both work in the film industry. Whilst I don't necessarily write in script writing, I've had the privilege of being able to read professional scripts for films and TV shows in my job as a VFX coordinator. And I was teaching myself how to write screenplays since the age of 14. I'm 23 now, and I've been taught it in like a university setting as well. So yeah, and the 2 other writers that we have on board as well also have screenwriting experience. So even though that's more hobby based for them, which is absolutely fine, that's what we're looking for. This is a good one. Will there be a focus on Remus's chronic pain? I don't know who wants to take that one. I think Sarah probably should.
Yeah, sure. So again, my thing is making sure that we hold to the themes that Miss Kingy A9 wrote, because that's one of the things that for me, and I know for a lot of us, actually separate all the Young Dudes from like the canon of fan fiction that we had read before. So we are making sure to include that narrative and do justice to it. One of the things that we're employing is a disability theory lens on actually, you know, when we're adapting this fic, like making sure that we're, you know, tapping into the plot points that made you feel like this is actually like a realistic representation of what it would mean to live with a chronic illness. to be disabled and to live in that space of marginalization, both as a werewolf, but also just, as a queer person. So our writers are, we're aware of that. We have disabled writers on the team that are working on the story at adaptation. I'm very aware of that. Our writers are very aware of that. And it's extremely important to me that we get that right, because as I said before, that's what, really separates this fic from all the others and gives us this really great story about marginalization. So yes, that will absolutely be included, and will hold to what Miss Community Night has expressed about it.
Sorry, just so this is something that keeps popping up in the chat, and it's about how we're going to be filming this because of the fact that we are starting from first year. So we've sort of broken it down into blocks of how we could potentially film it. I know Rose said that she would be looking for a younger and an older version of all the characters, but considering that we've got the very early years of years 1 to 3, and then 4 to 6, and then 7 and beyond, probably need a young middle, young teenager, middle teenager, and then probably someone 18 or over for the last section of it. So the idea would be to potentially film it in blocks, years 1 to 3, same young actor, 4 through to 6, the same young actor, and then 7 and beyond, kind of the same actors for that pool as well. So yeah, don't worry. To the person who says if it doesn't start from first year you'll cry, it's fine. It is starting from first year. We're doing the whole thing. One thing we've not discussed though is if we're going to be doing the grant epilogue. That's not one thing we've actually talked about yet.
This is gonna be painful.
I mean, if this all goes well, I suppose we'd want to, wouldn't we?
I know I want to, because y'all know it's my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the part that breaks me the most.
And we have to have Teddy Lupin. Come on.
Yeah, all right.
Yes. Yes.
Let's give Teddy Lupin justice, please.
Yes.
Teddy Lupin was snubbed in the main franchise, I'm telling you.
I know.
I know. Of all the things I hate about the epilogue, you could have at least included that.
Yeah. Okay, what made us decide to do this, guys?
Bats?
That was one of the questions that we got. What made us decide to want to do this?
Pads, you want to explain?
Well, it started when I read All the Young Dudes, and it broke me into pieces. And then one day, I finished the war chapters and all the Young Dudes, and then I started singing. I think I made a TikTok about it. Someone even harmonized it, Max, and I said I just want a Marauders TV, because I won it. When I won it, I got it. I won it.
The hilarious part was
you got the Ariana Grande philosophy.
And then Levy was like, I will write it. Just bluntly, all caps on that comment. And I was like, all the letters in the keyboards and yes. And that's it. That's how it started.
Let's just say that TikTok aged really goddamn well.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yes. And then also Sarah, because Sarah keeps posting about, all the young dudes, and I was like, I won it. I won it. Yeah, that's it. That's how it started. And then, I'm just so invested with this because I got connected to this. I love the authenticity of this fan fiction, and it's something that was stolen from us, by she who must. No, okay.
Let's be real, J.K. Rowling could never write this well. So
yeah.
Speaking of the she devil,
she wishes.
I thought you were a Hufflepuff.
I mean, I am a Hufflepuff, but I'm loyal. Like, I'm extremely loyal, you know? So speaking of the she-devil, we did get a message saying, can she legally stop us? And to be quite frankly, she can try, but she can't because of, like, there's, like, a little law within, like, creating fan works called parody. And considering, like, she's not stopped fan fiction as a whole, and we are adapting a fan fiction, we are, like, quite far removed from the fact that we're of, like, her original characters, particularly because of, like, the canon divergence of Remus growing up in a boys' home. So I'm actually on VFX on another Marauders project. They did get contacted by Warner Brothers when they were doing their crowdfunding, but because it was, like, very obviously a not-for-profit thing, they were allowed, like, oh, okay, fine. So essentially, as long as our thing is not-for-profit, we can continue with it. And because it's adapting a fan fiction, like, again, it's like such another step removed from the original source material. It's fine. She cannot legally stop us. And if she tries, we'll fight back. But she's too busy being a Twitter troll to probably even care.
I got the Sword of Gryffindor. Wait, what? Okay, never mind.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Okay, what else? I think this can be in conjunction together. Will filming take place in the UK, and how will we film film scenes in places like Hogwarts?
Yes. It will be in the UK.
Definitely.
We started looking at some locations, and Livy had a lot of ideas for places that would look similar. Like she said, we're going to film in chunks. And so it will definitely all happen in the UK, though we really care about it being as authentic as possible.
What was I going to say? Yeah, and also because, like, so where Remus is from in the fanfiction, which is Essex, that's within the southeastern area of the UK. And I know Essex is obviously quite well known for being a very working class county in England. And then where I'm from in the southeast of England, which is Kent, which is kind of like the flip side of it, there are so many posh looking boarding schools that are open to, like, people going there to film, providing it's outside of school hours, and they do have dormitories and, like, fancy libraries and stuff. So that's something we're going to, like, look into in terms of making things look as like Hogwarts as much as we possibly can without, obviously, you know, except on less of a budget, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's quite lucky that, like, myself and Ro are, like, based in this particular area of England, because there's like London, which is, like, the central bit of it. I'm south of that, and then Essex is north of that. So, you know, it's pretty handy if you want to be.
We can go there. Yeah.
So another thing that's been asked is, like, can fans participate in helping us make this? And the answer is yes. It's just a question of, like, how you can. And it's, like, another, and, like, that kind of ties into, like, how will this be funded? We're planning to crowdfund. So if you are someone who is over the age of 18 and when we do eventually launch our crowdfunding and you would like to donate to that can be a way you can participate, and we will be coming up with, like, perks to be able to give back to you. And, like, even just sharing that we're doing this project, like, just sharing, like, our Instagram page, our TikTok, when we launch it, even just sharing the link for a crowdfunder, like, that is enough. Like, and it's enough that, you know, because it will get to someone somewhere who will want to, like, financially back us as well if you're not able to. So anything goes. So that's a way fans can participate. And also, I guess, when we need extras to help fill out classrooms, you know.
Of course.
Students.
There's a lot of questions on the chat about background characters. So yeah, definitely.
I just also wanted to add that, and I think we're kind of expressing this, that this is like early days. Like me and Bex are still like breaking down the fic, like, but we're gonna be working on like episode breakdowns, things like that. But like we're communicating with y'all from like the very beginning because we want y'all to like know everything that's going on. But it's very, very early days. So like we'll get the information out on our socials. As long as you're following us on social media, you will get like all of that information for sure.
Yeah, we're being very public with how we update this because it's fair to you, because you guys want to see this happen. Obviously we have a lot more conversations going on in private, like how Bex mentioned that I was coming up with ideas and like where we can film stuff. This is because I'm, like they keep saying, I'm the Hermione of the project. I keep thinking ahead. I keep thinking about like the logistics of how we're going to film. So I'm looking into like child working laws for when we have to work with 13-year-old teens. Like I'm looking into everything in advance, so when we get around to that part of the project, it's so much easier for us to deal with, and it's so much easier for us to give you the information that you want to hear.
Also, in terms of involvement too, even separate from crowdfunding, like right now we're looking for writers, but for every step of the project, we're going to be looking for different creative people to be involved, whether it's directing or art department or what have you. So there will be other like opportunities for people who are fans and who work in the arts who want to participate.
Yeah, we definitely need help for the music department because I need help with that. And also I see a lot of questions in the chat about when the auditions are going to open. We need the script first.
Yeah, we need the script first.
So when we have the script, then we will open the auditions.
We can probably...
And remember, this is a 188 chapter fanfic. The VFX are like, look, thank God I already annotated it, and I annotated it for TikTok, so I'm glad that I did that. But this is a 188 chapter fanfic that we want to make sure we get absolutely right. Like we are not half-assing this. Like we want this to be really good.
We're taking it seriously.
Yeah, we're taking it step by step, making sure it's good, making sure every step. Okay.
Like,
but yeah, it's a 188 chapter fanfic that we're breaking down, sorting into episodes, making sure we get all the themes and moments that we need in there. So this is a project, right? Like
this is like a big long-term project.
Yeah,
it's over 500,000 words, and so yeah, we're definitely like right now. That's one of the things we're doing is we have like a giant Google Doc and we're breaking down the entire fic so that we make sure, all of the important themes and moments and parts that you all love are represented.
Ooh, what are you gonna do? The chapters and Remus are staying with the werewolves. You know what? I actually came up with a banging idea for this on a call the other night. Sarah, it's a shame you weren't there because it was like so good. And I don't want to give it away, but I came up with like quite a good idea, particularly for the chapters where he is the wolf and you're hearing his internal thoughts. So I need to I will catch you up on that. Plan. Like I've got like, sometimes.
Yeah, that was so good.
The problem is that Livy and I are on such different time zones that I'll like wake up and go to the chat, and Livy has like Livy has like the location for a specific scene in like chapter 100, like laid out. I'm like, oh my god, like I was asleep. I was.
I know. I like when I wake up. Like, is there anything that needs doing? And I'm like,
can I help with anything?
It's like, hey, Sarah, we'll organise the interviews thing, and we'll be on the interviews together, so it's all good.
When Livy was talking about the wolf thing, all of us were like, yes.
Yeah.
That's Livy is our Hermione.
Yeah, definitely. I see a lot of questions regarding what kind of music, because I mentioned it before, what kind of help I need with music. Basically, if you know about licensing music, I need that help. All the music that we are going to use, which are from the fanfic, have license. If we didn't know about this and we post on YouTube will take it down because it's copyright music. So I need to go to PRS, which is the collection societies in in the UK and say, we are going to use this music and this minute, and we have to pay for this. Please let us. So I need to fill a lot of forms, and I will need help with that. So if you have experience with collection societies, because they are a pain in the ass, you can help me with that. So yeah, just wanted to answer that question.
We have a lot of questions about being 18 or under, and yeah, you have to be older than 18 or just 18 to work if we want to help. Not for the actors for sure, but yeah, that's a lot of email we had, and it's important.
Yeah, it's like obviously when it comes to the actors, like like for a majority of the project there are going to be underage actors, but in terms of the crew, the reason we're asking for over 18s only for like all aspects of the crew is just purely because it's just for your safety. Like it's just for everyone's safety, because I think the youngest out of us, I think that's Sarah. Sarah's 22, if I'm correct. Yeah. And then Pads is like 30, and because obviously we're all adults who are currently telling each other what to do and we're organizing each other, it just wouldn't feel right to be putting a minor in that position where we have to tell them what to do in terms of like the crew and stuff. It's just because we're very aware that this is quite like a big thing, and we just want to be responsible.
Yeah, and also, even though this is nonprofit and stuff like that, we have to kind of treat it as like a workplace project. So the power dynamics of having minors on the team just wouldn't be fair. And this comes up in fandom stuff all the time, you know, and this in particular, we're just trying to be safe and protect everybody. Yeah. And also, Livy knows more about this, but when it comes to the actors, like they'll be under like, you know, like work protections as well.
Yeah, there's just before anyone gets like too worried about like working with underage actors, if you are 13 to 14, you can only work 25 hours a week in the summer holidays. That's 5 hours a day. 15 to 16, you can do 7 hours a day on a weekday in the summer holidays. And if you're over 18, you can do your generic 40-hour work week plus the overtime. So like I said earlier on, I have been looking into everything now, so it's easier for us further down the line, and we can work out schedules and things like that, so it's safe for everyone and comfy, and we will be making it COVID safe, don't worry. It's a case of minimal crew for a project like this, because it's a fan thing anyway, so it will be minimal crew and bubbling up with the necessary people and making sure no one gets it basically. So.
And for those of you who are asking about us that are outside the UK, I'm going to be sitting in my house crying.
No, you will come to the UK.
In the US when they're filming. I know, but if you know, COVID restrictions.
Have a hype house.
Even if we can't get Sarah here,
we have the criminal place.
I'll just be on FaceTime, you know, like, oh, wow.
No, you have to come. You have a
Sarah and I are
That's not for filming. She has to be here for the grant sections at the very least.
She will just come to
Can you imagine? Y'all, I get a message like, we're filming Grant today, and I'm just...
just Sarah crying in the corner. And I'll just be there like, shh, quiet on set, Sarah.
Someone asked what the cat's name is.
Des, what's your cat's name?
Oh, we usually call small head, but her name is Naya.
Naya. Oh.
Sarah, they want to start a crowdfunding for your ticket to London, so...
Y'all are so sweet. I can't promise y'all.
Someone just put, I hope there's 188 episodes. No.
I wish.
Exactly.
That would kill all of us.
There's how many and someone's just said, how many episodes do you think there will be? Well, I broke it down into 22 episodes of varying length. So the summer chapters are their own individual short films of about 15 minutes max, but I reckon some can be a little smaller depending on the content. And the years will be one episode of about 45 minutes. So first year will be 45-minute episode, second year, third year. Seventh year I looked at and I was like, probably split that in two because that's a long section. The war chapters I penned out as 4 30-minute short films. Remus and Grant chapters I penned out as a 30-minute short film, and the last section of the fic, a 30-minute short film of Remus, Grant and Sirius. So that's how we're able to just sort of try and work it down into like filming blocks and not make it super complicated, even though it's all different lengths.
And for a fan series, that's a lot. Like that like, again, to stress of how big of a project that is, like 22 episodes, that's a lot.
Yeah. And considering 8 of them are going to be 45 minutes long as well, like that's going to be such a challenge. Do you know what? Another big question, is Padfoot going to play Sirius?
What?
The question we keep getting is Padfoot going to play Sirius?
No. Oh, it's a big no. But I promise you guys that Ro and I are going to choose the best Sirius Black. I will.
Pats is the one
I have
with
a list
Sirius?
of questions.
Yeah.
This will be the longest audition ever. I will like digest everything. I'll be like, so can you smile? Can you smile?
Can you wink?
Can you wink?
Can you wink? Can you say Mooney? Anything for a Mooney when you're sad, hungry? I don't know, everything. Don't worry.
Pats is going to be...
What?
Pats is going to be for Sirius. Like it's going to take long time for Sirius. I'm going to take long time for
Remus. Yeah. So don't worry, guys. We will choose the best Sirius, the vibes and everything, and of course, I will consider diversity and everything. Chef's Kiss Sirius. Don't worry. That's all.
Can I just say, Sarah's just brought up something really important in the YouTube chat. Do you really think I would be on story production and leave out the Quidditch commentary scene? Come on, guys. So obviously, we've got to have Mooney in here.
I was worried about it. I was like...
And the Slytherin Seeker, Reggie Black.
Reggie
Black.
That is a very, very important line. Come on.
But you know what? There is something we need to think about is how we're going to do Quidditch.
I have no idea how we're going to do that.
I blame.
Because like, you know, we can probably do shots from the stands and then them talking about the matches, but obviously we have to get the Reggie Black thing there because there's no way we're going to be able to film good Quidditch scenes.
That's what I figured. Even if we refer to it, I just need it in there.
I know. We'll have Remus saying Reggie Black, 100%.
Of course.
But like, I think, you know, because one of the other questions is like, are we going to include everything? And like, we're going to include as much as possible, but I do think realistically we're probably going to have to cut down on the amount of Quidditch just because of logistics and, you know, as much as we could use a green screen, Babe, hi Todd cosplay in here, Babe, the facilities for people wanting to do VFX in their own time though. It's really hard to get people who want to do VFX on their own time, especially if they work in it. So, but there will be VFX.
I think that's a really good point. I mean, thank you for bringing that up, Livy. I say that we want to include everything, right? But as Livy said, it's just not feasibly. It's not possible. You know, in a perfect world, maybe, but also in pretty much every adaptation of a book or a piece of literature that you've seen turned into a movie or a series, things have to be cut out by nature of how that adaptation process works. Again, we'll do our best to include those like iconic lines that we all love, but that is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and also please guys stop saying that we should cast Ben Barnes.
Yes, he's not going to play an 11-year-old Sirius Black, so please.
Stop asking about
39.
the Marauders fan cast. That's like a firm no from Ro and Pads on that one.
Snape just
As
commented.
much as we love Ben, but I mean, wait, as serious, but like, no.
Snape just commented, I know a low budget way to simulate Quidditch
What?
on screen.
What?
Hi, Todd Cause. He said, I know a low budget way to simulate Quidditch with green screen.
My VFX brain is saying no though, and I haven't even had the idea.
We should talk.
Just message me your idea, and I'll see if I can potentially find the facilities for that, because I know so many people who work in visual effects. But like there will be spells and shit in there, and probably because my dad's a CGI modeler, I reckon I can convince him to build us like a really good looking stag for like one shot when they first turn into anime guy.
And like as Sarah said too, like every adaptation ever has to have things cut, but like what we're trying to do is really be true to the important themes and like the way that these characters would have felt and the things that help them grow and helps the story grow and breaks us all. So that's what we're trying to do for Everbird.
I just wanted to address one of the questions that kind of is getting repeated. Yes, we're open to casting disabled actors, and again about the trauma responses and chronic illness and things like that. Like most of a lot of our writing staff has personal experience with chronic illness and being disabled. And disability, and we're employing disability theory and like that disability justice lens to the adaptation work itself. So yes, we are absolutely taking that into account. I just want to address that because I saw it a couple of times.
Another thing that's popped up in terms of characters is like, what are you looking for in the characters? Like Mary and Marlene, what do you want them to look like? So Mary has to be black and from Croydon. That was a specific thing from Miss King being 89. Marlene, she's blonde, isn't she?
Yeah.
So, we're trying to stick with that. Also, is anyone else concerned by the whole Snivelus and Regulus thing in the chat?
I don't know what's.
I don't know what's happening. What is Snegulus?
I'm sorry about
why.
That's a no for me.
That's
not my ship.
Stop. Just stop with this.
I think that was from my live stream with with Tony.
Oh my god.
But as far as the casting goes, again, the things that Miss King, when I was talking to Miss King 89 about this, the things that they said was like, Mary is black, Yaz and Avni are British Asian, specifically they see like that is what we have. That's what we're holding on to. Everything else is
the authors say basically this description, and for the rest I don't mind if you cast white POC. I don't mind. So
I think also,
and the accent.
Yeah, I think also it would be nice if like the person who plays Remus was Welsh, like half Welsh to an extent as well, considering his mother in it is Welsh. Oh god, we have to do the whole thing with his mum. Oh no. Oh, that's so sad.
Did you just realize
why?
I just remembered that.
Leaving.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
change topic. Okay, first year to third year. Go back. Let's go back to first year.
Yeah.
Or let's fast forward to sixth year.
Oh,
Spicy.
Tony said, will you cast trans people?
yeah.
Yes,
course.
definitely.
100%.
Definitely.
Again, I go with the vibe. I don't mind.
With the vibe, if they're good at acting,
Exactly.
If, they fit the character,
If you're a good actor and you give me the vibe of the character, you are in.
you're in.
We're in. You got
It's
it.
like, if anyone's seen The Queen's Gambit, they cast a trans woman as one of the characters, and that they didn't make a big deal about it because she was just playing a woman. Like we're trying to be as like normalized as like that was sort of thing. If everyone like catches my drift, like you're good for the part, you are good for the part, no matter like what your gender is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, the comments are going so fast. I'm trying to keep track of the
We have a
question.
question about the adult actors.
About what, sorry?
The adult actors.
Adult actors. How?
Yeah. Sorry.
Cool, like Xerox.
So, I mean, just to clear that up again, yes, we are going to cast different sets of actors based on the ages. So don't worry about that. You'll see a progression of ages with the actors. And none of us are playing any of the characters. I keep seeing that come up. None of us are playing any of the characters. We're the core.
We'll be just in the background, maybe like Easter egg, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We can use
Find
ourselves
Sarah,
as Waldo.
find Levy.
Where's Waldo?
Yes.
Yeah, someone's also just asked, will the person playing Lily have red hair? Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you know, considering that was like a whole thing anyway. And they're asking how we're going to do these spicy scenes. My initial thought on that was only just to show as far as kissing, and then everything else is implied after that.
Fade
And
to
I-
black.
Yeah,
Good way
fade
to
to fade
Same
to
as the
black.
fanfic.
Yeah. And we'll also have to get an intimacy coordinator in for that because obviously when Remus and Sirius kiss that for the first time, they're both 15, 16, and you need a specific person to help with that. It's like an essential thing. So yeah.
Already smiling, just
What else have I got in my notebook?
she's so Hermione.
How
In
will
her
you do
notebook.
with the COVID situation? Honestly, we hope that when we start filming, like we all have the vaccine, but nevertheless, we
Quarantine.
will do like, you know, everything like safe, you know, like we will need to do the COVID test as well, I imagine.
Yeah, we'll need to get. I think it would be a really good idea if we can, like, as part of the budget, include COVID tests for the minimal amount of crew and particularly the
Yeah.
actors as well. And like obviously masks. I mean, most people have their own masks anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will make it as safe as possible and hope. And then, like, by that point, I think a lot of the adults in the UK will have been vaccinated anyway, so that will be a really big help as well.
Yeah, because it's going to take time from now until we go into filming.
Yeah,
Again, guys, we don't even have a script.
like
Exactly.
literally, we have episode outlines with like the amount of pages and minutes they should be, and it's all strung together with a Discord server and Dreams currently. Oh, and a Google Drive folder. Oh, here's a good one. What scene are you most looking forward to writing and filming? And like seeing, basically.
Well, 6th year to 7th year. I'm just keeping it real.
My favorite scene in the whole thing is the scene where James tells Remus and Sirius that they shouldn't have to hide their relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I believe in James Potter's supremacy.
Same.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I again, we don't know what scenes are really going to be in it yet. But
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think a lot about that time when their friends know, and it's just
Yeah.
happy.
You know,
Wait.
Yeah.
For me too. I'm looking forward for summer 1977.
Yes.
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 Fucking acknowledge.
Definitely.
Message
Keyword.
received.
I'm really like, you know what? This probably feels a little bit out of pocket to everyone else's answers so far, but I'm really looking forward to like Remus's 15th birthday when they sneak out to the Hog's Head and there's the gig going on and they get hammered
Yes.
and then they're going back in the tunnel and then this is kind of it. Now it fits in line with what everyone else is saying. It's like, oh, it's like you're my magic or whatever he says in the corridor on the way back up to the statue. Like just that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are asking about what about the smoking or drinking. Well, the drinking part's pretty easy. You you just dye water a certain color. You just have to drink food-colored water. I've done that for film projects before. We had to make fake whiskey. So we just got water and we dyed it like, red, and we got red and yellow food coloring. Butterbeer, you can buy butterbeer from like Warner Brothers, but like no thank you, so we'll just make up our own butterbeer recipe, I guess, which is just like butterscotch and cream soda, so that's fine. And in terms of smoking, God, I probably sound so weird, right? I know how to make fake cigarettes that you can smoke and are safe to smoke. Because I also had to do that for a film before. But I think we'd probably want to try and avoid doing that as much as we can, I suppose, if it's possible. But they do smoke an awful lot, like, as teenagers. It's a bit...
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So... Oh, can someone drop the socials in the chat? People are asking.
Yeah, I got it. I got
it.
I want to see them come out to James Potter's mother.
Yes.
Yes, I'm so excited for Effie. Oh my god.
So good.
Someone is asking all the time, how are you sourcing the cast and crew? Livy?
Well, in terms of crew, like, I don't know if you were here earlier, but obviously we put out a call for writers, and the deadline for the application is this Sunday at midday GMT, so London time. So that's 12 o'clock London time, so please figure that out according to whatever time zone you're in. And in terms of crew, I did a film degree. I work in the film industry. I know quite a few people in the UK who would be willing to help. And they obviously know people who maybe else can help, but we will also be putting out calls for directors and cinematographers at some point soon anyway as well, just to see like what you guys can bring to us. Obviously you have to be over 18, but we also want to see what you guys can like bring to our table as well. But like from my point of view, it is obviously a lot easier if like we know people because it's like obviously someone we've worked before, like I've worked with before, or someone I know has worked with someone before. So we're going to look at all options for like that kind of thing as well.
Cool.
Was there any from the Instagram that we haven't touched on yet?
No, we've literally kind of gone through all of it because I kind of, when we like, I would ask some of the questions and then it would kind of lead into other things. So I pretty much crossed off everything for Instagram. So if there's any more questions from the chat, we've still got a bit of time to like stick around. And
there was one question about what all of our favorite characters are, but I thought that would be cute to end on. So
we'll leave that for a little bit.
We'll leave that for the end. So a lot of people are asking about specifics about crowdfunding. We don't have that completely figured out yet in terms of if we're going to do a Kickstarter, GoFundMe, all that kind of stuff. But we will let you know. It'll be updated on our social media. But again, we don't even have a script yet. So we want to make sure we have everything laid out. Livy and the more experienced film people are working on budgeting and like what we're actually going to need for everything. So that update will be on social media, and we'll for sure be sharing that out because we will, of course, need to crowdfund for this project.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's another one that's coming up is being like, is it gonna okay, right, I think we need to clear this up right now. Is it gonna be serious or Star Kid style budget look? No, this is gonna be pretty serious. Like we're not messing around.
We are professionals.
It's going to be serious.
Okay.
Seriously serious.
Like we're all professionals here, so we want to make it look as professional as possible.
We want to give quality to it because imagine we're doing this for Miss King being 89 and their supremacy.
If we're doing this, we're doing it right.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're doing it right in terms of how we're planning and like really approaching this, and we have the right people on the team to make sure it's done right. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you only cast UK crew? Well, in terms of crew, crew and cast, it's got to be UK based, because obviously we are like, even though we're in the midst of a pandemic now, even when we're filming a bit further down the line, like we're still going to be dealing with the fallout of that. So we need to keep it to the UK as much as possible. So, because like, yeah, just because like of travel restrictions, we don't want to have to incur any additional costs. Yeah, let's not get started. That just stresses.
Brexit.
So stressful.
I know.
Somebody keeps asking, what about Jilly? Yes, James and Lily will be there.
Yeah, we're following the storyline of the fic. So I think like other projects in the past have like written their own stuff. We're adapting the fic. Like we are going with the fic storyline. So if it's in the fic, that's the storyline that you can trust.
I need that. Sorry. The Miss King Bean Taylor Swift conspiracy theory has made it to the chat.
I don't know what this conspiracy theory is. Can someone explain?
Who can? Yeah, someone explain it.
Well, basically,
we all look at Sarah.
Basically, all the young dudes TikTok fandom was on this whole thing that I did contribute to. I will admit.
Oh my God.
of analyzing every song that Taylor Swift has ever put out and like putting it in the context of Wolf Star. And there was a joke. I forget who on TikTok like probably did the first comment. But basically people were just like, it just kind of started organically, like after all of those TikToks, like Taylor Swift is actually a Wolfstar shipper, and then it was Taylor Swift is writing Marauders fan fiction, and then it was Taylor Swift is actually Miss King Bean. And since then, if any of y'all follow Claire on TikTok,
I saw
been fanning the flames.
I just saw it now. Look.
Yeah. Please follow Claire. What's her at? Can you read it?
Oh my God.
CCUNNI01.
I'll put it in the chat too.
I'll type
it. Pat's fanning it. She isn't fanning the flames for sure. I will say, as someone who has talked to Miss Convenient Line, I'm not sure that they're the same person. But that being
confirm or deny.
I can neither confirm nor deny. I have signed an NDA, but I will say that Miss Convenient Line has seen this conspiracy theory and addressed it on their Tumblr, which is probably the funniest thing that has happened.
I just really want to make something clear right now, because I just saw another email come through. Please do not send us unsolicited emails unless we have asked for a specific like thing from you, because like I know at first I was replying like to people being like, oh, I'm not 18, but I was replying quite politely being like, sorry, this is why we're going for over 18. But since like yesterday afternoon, I have just been straight up deleting them. So please, like if we say over 18 with some experience, you know, British as well, then email in for whatever specific thing we have asked for, like writers in this case. If you email in about anything else that we have not asked for, we will just be deleting those emails.
We receive a lot of emails, so
yeah, we do receive a lot of emails. So if you send us anything that is completely unsolicited, it will just be deleted. And there's one person who does keep kind of spamming us a bit today, and at this point, I am kind of considering just putting their writing application in the bin, because they keep spamming us with emails today, and like that's not professional at all. And like I know we're all like, you know, I know this is like kind of like a personal passion project thing, but we do want some level of, you know, being able to be professional like with each other as we do this, because we are essentially working to a film and TV pipeline here. So please, no unsolicited emails. Hermione Granger will delete them.
Also, again, all of this comes from like us wanting to be as respectful of all of you, and that also comes with like mutual respect. So just keep in mind that we all have like jobs and lives, and I'm in school. Like, you know, like there's just like, it helps when you're just like, you know, kind of respect that we'll get back to you, and respect the guidelines that we put out. It's really helpful.
That's like, that will help us so much, and it means we will actually respond to you if you respect our guidelines. And I'm always polite in my email responses to everyone, but please do not constantly, repeatedly email in. Someone's asked about an Amazon wish list to be able to purchase things that we might need. Not yet. I don't know if I don't know how comfy I feel using an Amazon wish list, because Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
like, I'm sure we'll figure out something, but it might just be a case of like, once we come up with a costume budget, that will go in towards our overall budget for crowdfunding. We can't give like a 100% full breakdown of like everything. We can probably do it as like a pie chart in terms of like percentage of what costs us. So if you ever want to contribute specifically as like what you think a costume might cost towards our funding, then like you can do that. But obviously, I think also we are going to get like a specific costume person for this too. So it would be best for now. Like, we're probably not going to have a wish list until we know every single costume requirement. You know, we're the person who deals with that.
Which again, we need a script for.
Right. Like, all of this will become, we'll have a lot more details as things become clearer once we have an actual breakdown and the scripts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, I'm seeing a couple of comments again about the email. My TikTok is always open for comments. I can't respond to every single thing, but I'll try my best. So I'd rather you message me on TikTok or on Discord or comment on my TikTok than spam Libby's email inbox. So
someone just said we should spam Taylor Swift for funds.
I would prefer Taylor Swift lawyer.
Yeah, that is a great point, Ro.
Just in case J.K. Rowling contact us.
Training to be a lawyer, but I think I think she's actually becoming a barrister, so like, I don't think that's too much abuse.
I would ask my friends, but I'm pretty sure U.S.-based, Southern United States-based lawyers are not going to help.
Oh my god.
Will we be able to read the scripts as they're being written? No, probably not.
Probably not.
No.
But don't worry, they're gonna be fine.
Maybe I think what might be nice is like, because I was saying this to the guys in our Discord server, like, because obviously we're filming it in blocks, so that means we need to budget per block, and therefore it will be crowdfunded per block. Do you know what I think might be a really nice perk for crowdfunding is that people get sent a digital copy of the scripts for that block.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think that'd be great.
Yeah,
I think that would have to be on like the slightly higher end part of the perk costing thing, because you do it in like, you know, £5, £10, $5.50 kind of thing. I think that has to be on the slightly
and
higher
it'll be
end.
like, it would be like a shooting script, so we're not going to be posting drafts.
Yeah, so you'd be getting 6 shooting scripts basically. If, you know, I think that would be quite a cool perk to have, you know. And also, another thing I want to point out, I think everyone that donates to the crowdfunder, when we do have it, everyone will get credited at the end of the at the end of each episode under like a little thank you section. So, you know, if that's not an incentive, you get your name on this fan project then when it gets to it.
Yeah. I saw the question about are we going to film the wolf scenes, the wolf pack?
Oh yeah, after the war.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be Livia because no, I'm just kidding.
Wait, I thought I was because of the licking.
Oh yeah, you're Livia.
Sorry, there's like a really bad joke in our Discord that I only want to play Olivia because I want to lick Remus. Like it's such a bad joke. It's such a bad joke. And let's just be. And it is a joke.
Livy, hundreds of people. That joke just went from an inside Discord server joke to hundreds of people.
Didn't we include like Nutella? in
Oh my
between.
god! I mean, okay, let's put this way. If Rome has Nutella-based humor on which thousands of people have seen, I might add. I think a couple of hundred people knowing that about the making thing is nothing.
Not Hermione at all. But wait.
Do we have to bring the Nutella here, guys? Really?
There's a pot of Nutella on your intro video.
Yes. Have you seen your intro video?
Did anything with Ro involved really go like an hour without mentioning
No.
chocolate in some form?
There is a question we keep getting. I don't think we answered. When do we plan to start filming?
I think if we said, like, if everything is in place and we can, we do want to film at least some of the first block this summer. Don't we? Like, if we can.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if not, it will probably be, like, next year. But then if that happened, it means it gives us more time to get every single script ready. So then we have it ready to break down for future filming dates anyway. So, you know...
So I see a lot of questions about what will be included. And again, like we talked about when we were talking about the story production, we want to include as much as possible, but we aren't exactly sure what all will be in the script and in like the final version of the web series. And we will not be able to include everything, but we're going to do our very best to make sure we like uphold all of everyone's favorite scenes and like themes and stuff like that. But we can't say for sure what all is going to be in it. We're still working.
Yeah, I think people are asking about like how, like if we're going to include Remus's inner monologue and like how we're going to do that. But it's that would involve like a little bit of voiceover. I feel like if we did that.
Yeah. I feel like we're still really early working out exactly how his POV is going to be communicated. And a lot of what's beautiful about bringing it to the screen is that like there are different ways to do that visually than there are in prose. So that's one of the fun things about working this out is seeing the way to adapt this for you all.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the only person with a house phone still.
Will you post each block at a time or wait for it to be finished to publish it? No, I think it's kind of like once we have each block filmed, we'll edit it and then we'll post it like a season of a TV show kind of thing. So in that way we can keep people well fed.
Yeah. The benefit of that is that you don't have to wait till we're done filming and everything.
In like 5 years time.
Yeah. This is a long ongoing project.
That we're putting every ounce of love into.
Absolutely.
What about Patronuses? Oh, that's easy VFX.
Easy
VFX, I say. I'm kidding. It is VFX.
We have Livy here. You should trust her.
We trust in Livy.
These are professional, guys.
I know.
Like, in Livy, we trust.
Literally had a job interview for another visual effects coordinator position today. So hope that goes well. But yes, that would be a visual effects thing, which we will try our best to get in there.
People are asking where we'll actually be posting.
YouTube.
Online.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's free for everyone.
Yeah.
To watch.
This will take so long, right? Yes, it will take so long.
It will take a long time.
That's why there are benefits to both ways. If we can shoot this summer, then, we're working on more pre-production for later episodes while we shoot. If we don't shoot until next year, we have more pre-pro done in advance. And then either way, it gets to you guys high quality.
Yeah,
exactly.
Also, we're not getting paid for this.
No.
We're just fanatics.
Yeah. That's why we need
if we get profit, then J.K. Rowling knocks out our door, basically.
Yeah, we're not. You can't make profit off of. All of
anti-capitalist icons. I mean,
yeah,
we are
really wanted.
But also
we are anti-capitalist.
We just really wanted to do this, and we're very thankful that Missing Bean 89 said yes, and then we very quickly all got together in like 12 hours.
Yeah. What about Corona? Because you all have to be in contact. Well, there's ways you can get around that on set. You just have to be in certain groups on set that you can and cannot interact with. So, for example, the director will be grouped off with the actors, and the best bet, obviously because the director has to aid the cinematographer in setting up shots and stuff. To deal with that, so there's no cross-contamination, the director would have to be set up on a separate monitor that's a few feet away from said cinematographer and whoever's assisting them on the camera. And then you have like your other general production that need to be on set in a group as well. And then there's no crossover of bubbling. You all basically keep your distance, or Tom Cruise is going to materialize and shout at you. We all heard that clip, right? Like, we all heard that, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we don't want Tom Cruise to materialize out of nowhere.
Someone asked how we are going to manage to do this with like our real lives and stuff, and just sheer willpower.
Yeah.
And
basically, we will cry a lot, probably, with the stress. At least me, I will cry a lot.
Also, I kind of typed a comment about this, but like, we all individually like devote a lot of personal time to fandom, and whether there's a few cosplayers in our crowd, like, this is something that we love to do. So this is like another way to like, I don't know, have a creative outlet. We were talking earlier today about how we just kind of also need this. Like, I don't know, like this year and like this time in our lives has been really rough, especially for those of us who have been like cut off from like work and other projects. So I'm super excited about this. Like, it's something that like, when Livy asked me, I was like, yes, please. Like, so yes, I'm doing it. I also work and I'm also in school, but I don't know. I feel like you make time for the things that you care about. So,
right. I think because we've been on here for quite a while, I think we should wrap up in like the next.
Do we want to do?
Yeah.
Do we want to do favorite characters?
Someone said to round up, could you tell us your Hogwarts house, your favorite Harry Potter character, and your favorite All the Undead's character?
Oh, wonderful.
So I think that's a nice one.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
Sarah.
Okay, I go first. Okay. I'm from Slytherin. My favorite character for both is Remus Lupin, of course. And Grant Chapman as well.
I can go next. I'm a Gryffindor. Inside the series, my favorite character is probably Sirius Black or Andromeda Tonks. As far as the fic goes, y'all know I'm a Grant Chapman stan first and foremost. But Yasmin is also very, very important to me. So
I'm a Hufflepuff. In the canon series, my favorite is Hermione. In All the Young Dudes, it's definitely Sirius.
I'm a Gryffindor, but also 78% Hufflepuff, so I mean maybe Hufflepuff. And my favorite character is Remus Lupin. Remus Lupin for life.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a Gryffindor. I'm a Gryffindor. My favorite Harry Potter character is Umbridge, Rita Skeeter, and I'm just kidding.
Taste. Taste.
No. Hermione, Luna, Sirius Black, and Remus. And in ATYD, Remus, Sirius, and Grant Chapman.
Serious, really?
Yeah, I don't know what.
we had no idea.
Crazy. Lily.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Such a news.
In the main Harry Potter series, my favorite characters are Hermione, Harry, because Harry Potter supremacy. So many people don't like him, and I'm like, excuse me. Anyway, and Remus Lupin, of course, and then in All the Young Dudes, I'd have to say, like, I adore James Potter. In them, like, I just love how he's written. So I'm so in love with James Potter in that. But yeah.
I love James' parents so much.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
Wait, what should we call the people following the web series? The young dudes?
Yes, the young.
Yes.
I
Carry
have
the
like
youth.
lads too, but
Lads. Oh yes, lads.
The lads is good.
So we have to ask.
And we need a
Should we
cool
call you
name.
lads, guys? What? Should we call you lads? We need to see.
there's
it.
a lot of James Potter supremacy going on right now.
Yeah, yes. Bean is in here with the
As-
James Potter.
as it
supremacy.
James.
It should be.
Someone's just put I hate. Tony's just put I hate James. Can someone?
Tony's into character.
I think the chat will take care of that.
Yeah.
The young lads.
Oh, they like the
Okay.
young lads.
John lads.
Lads. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Lads,
Okay.
lads, lads.
That's it.
People like
Settled.
lads.
Let's go with lads.
Oh my god.
Oh
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay, we get you.
We got it.
And
Everyone, lads, lads,
lads.
lads.
Lads. Also, as a treat for everyone in the chat, because
Wait, Levy, can you do that again?
lads. Anyway, but also as a treat for everyone in the chat, because we've been referring to me as Hermione all night. Shall I do an iconic Hermione line?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you two don't mind, I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed, or worse, expelled.
Oh my god.
I love it when Livy does Hermione.
Iconic.
Are you Emma Watson?
I knew it.
Emma?
Once we get off the stream, if we stay on the call, guys, I've actually got a really funny story to tell you about that.
Hey.
Okay, wait, we should finish the stream.
Let's finish the stream.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This will be like
We love y'all so much.
Yeah.
We
Love you, lads.
We should do this again, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
For update.
Absolutely.
I
We
think
love you, lads.
Love
we
you.
love you, everyone. Mwah. Thank you so much for coming.
Say bye.
Bye.
Anything for Moody?
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Well,